This is the 13-inch by 50-inch Clausing Colchester model 8015 VS Professional Series.
And okay, well, we'll do a walk around and explain a few things, basically come back around to the front, and we'll run the lathe. So it does have a Sony scale on it, 5 places on the cross slide. We'll play with that in a minute. And longitudinal is tenths, so that goes to tenths of a millionth, which is nice. And coming around here, we can show, you want to show the hardware first maybe as we come forward? We've got a couple of chucks here, tool holders, posts, leveling blocks for the machine, T-keys, and I've got the headstock door open here. Constant flow oil pump, all the gearing is intact. Still got the Cosmoline on there, look at that. This one all runs pretty good. No problems there. Coming around to the other side, the electric panel. The wiring is good. We've got the Mitsubishi drive on here for the spindle. And books are all intact. Actually, they're all in really nice condition with schematics and with a book of for the Sony scale, which is nice. Standard switch gear, currently wired at 318 primary to the machine. It comes with this transformer, which is basically 220, and it converts it to 318 for the machine. This was all sold as a package from Clausing. So this goes as a set. You can kind of see the coolant system down here. I've got it off now, but I did power it up temporarily. That all comes up nice. Just got to plug it in, get a hose on there. That's all good. Chip pan above it. So that's a rolling chip pan on there. That's it for that. Splash guard. Well, we're at the tailstock, and this is all in pretty nice shape. If you want to come around on this side, you kind of see the quill a little bit. So. This is unlocked, I think. Yep, lock. That all is pretty good. Lock, unlock for the quill. And again, this is all in really nice shape. If I spin this thing out a little bit, it's really clean. Come along the way slowly, come across. That all shows really well. Backlash on here. Yeah, I know you can't see both at the same time on the, well, not on this one, but on the digital display, but it's minimal. I mean, the screws are in nice shape. The compound slide is in nice shape. Tool holder works really nice. Rack and pinion, minimal backlash. And we're going to play with all this in just a second here. I can bring in the threading dial, but I don't have the threading dial engaged on the screw. No big deal. So I'm going to fire it up here, and we'll go through some of the feed levers. And I did throw a dummy collet in the chuck with a piece of iron just to keep all that tight. So E-stop off, starts the oil pump, and then this button right here, I'll hit it once, which puts the drive on line, and then from there on out, you've got your tach feedback and your pot for speed control. So, oil is up, you kind of see that sight glass right there. That fills that glass right away for the headstock. So, pump is working good. And right now I'm at about 30%. We've got 3 ranges here. In fact, I'll just start off in low range, maybe work my way up. You can kind of see the numbers, and they're in the book, but they kind of show the numbers, 20 to 95, 95 to 340. Those are the 6 ranges. Actually, it's 12 altogether. So you kind of stay back here. I'm going to fire it up in forward, and we're really down low now. And then we'll get a digital feedback here. Well, I got to start it first. That would help. Yeah, there we go. I did say that, didn't I? And the drive is now on board. And you let it settle down. I'm not sure what the ramp up setting is for the drive, but it gets there pretty quick. There's 100, and we'll just kind of kick it up a little bit as we go. Let it catch up for a second. 127, 36, pull still coming up. They've got a nice, easy ramp up on the drive, which is nice. So it takes a few seconds to get there. You could change that if you want to. Getting up 70, 80. So we're in the high end of the low range right now, which will go to 340. So I'll just dial it back down for a second. I'll get into mid-range. Get through the 3 ranges anyhow. So shift's nice. Comes right back up again. Same thing. 340, 350. 560, 570, just moving right along here. thing. I'll dial it down and get into the high range. That works nice. Cut it off. And last item over here. Now this one will go to 32. I won't go up quite that high. I'd like to warm this thing up a little bit, but we'll get up there a little bit. Maybe we'll take it up to 27, 28. So straight away, there's 1,000. 13, almost 14, 15, 16, 17, we get up to about 2. Listen to it for a second. Sounds nice though. Lube is up, everything's working pretty good. That's 2, 21, almost 22. Alright, so we'll drop that back down just so we can play with speeds and feeds. We'll get into a little bit slower range here. Again, I'll just kind of go through them. I don't know if you can't see it here, but the feed screw is up underneath here. You really can't see it. This is the feed drive, and there's the feed screw there. So it's turning. I can shut it off and turn it back on. So we're feeding at this range right here, and if you pull back a little bit, I'm going to hit the levers. Okay, this one you don't really see, it just shuts the screw off, RST. It all has to do with the threading sharpie. You kind of watch this, and we get a little bit of movement there. And ABC is also, now it's really moving fast. That's real slow. We'll go back to mid-range. I won't throw this one on the fly because I'll damage some gears. That is directional there. And we've gone through that already. And coming over to the apron here maybe, just at that speed, we've got, this is oiler, that works. Here's feed and off, and I haven't called for anything really, so let me leave it off. There we go. And there's cross slide. And shut that off. Longitudinal. Back on. That all works pretty good. If I speed up a little bit on the spindle, of course, that just speeds everything else up. Moving right along. And we can do reverse. Shut this off. Kick this over. Just going to get it over there. There it is. Now we'll go the other way. I'm still in feed, right? Yep. Now we're going towards the spindle, which is generally the way it's used. And the last item on here is the threading dial, which if I shut this off because of the interlock, I think it's like midstream. That's all the way out. Right about there, I think. Let's see if I can catch it. Yep, there it is. That's the threading dial. Like I said, I don't have this engaged, but the half nut's in good shape. In fact, if I shut it off and engage the half nut, there's almost no backlash. That's all working really nice. So that's the feeds, longitudinal, cross-slide. We've done spindle, and these are the small numbers. I won't go through these. They're fine. You don't see the difference on here. Again, that's only for the threading chart. The Sony again is tenths of a million, which is really nice. I don't know if you've got to see it. This all works pretty good. And longitudinal, but yeah, the tenths of the millionths are really nice. 5 place. That's a real sensitive PRO they've got on there. One time in reverse maybe, and doesn't sound much different. It's always a good indicator. That's about it. Coolant is all set up here, and E-stop off. Shuts down the drive, and I think the oil pump too. There she goes. That's it.